Sandra Rodarte. She is with Limbacher Law. She will be presenting today the challenges Latino workers face when injured and new training needs. Welcome, Sandra.
Thank you, Nina. Good morning to everybody, and it's a pleasure to be here today. I just wanted to touch base really quick on two things. When injured workers are injured on the job in the course of employment, it does not matter your immigration status. If you're injured in the state of Washington and in the course of employment, you are entitled to workers' comp benefits. And we are here to help navigate those benefits for you. Many times, the injured workers do suffer and are unable to work or return back to work due to their injuries. And most of the time, most of the injured workers do not know how to navigate this, especially in the Latino community. So I have been working for the last 15 years here at Limbacher Law to help navigate the system and help injured workers, especially in the Latino community, obtain those benefits for them. So we are here, we are in Bellevue and we are in Federal Way. And if you have questions regarding your claim, we are here to help you. We are seeing many of the injured workers are being set up for independent medical exams. And there is currently a bill that is going to help with that for injured workers in order for them to be able to record those exams, because most of the complaints that we do obtain from injured workers is that they are only taking about 15 minutes, and most of the claims are closed based on these exams. So there is a bill that will allow for injured workers to now record these examinations and to make sure that interpretation is done correctly, and also what happens during these exams, as many injured workers do not have that option at this time. So we welcome everybody to go and speak to their senators at this time, because it's passed the House, and so it's moving to the Senate floor to get that bill moved through and passed through as legislation this year. Also, I did want to speak about the issues with injured workers, that when they are not able to return to work, they are retraining that is being offered. So that's a benefit that they do have. And I do want to point out that it's very important that at that time they seek for legal representation. It doesn't matter if it's our firm, but just to go obtain that help. But I do welcome for people to call us if they do have questions about their workers' comp claim and how we can assist them. Our number is 425-455-3186. And we are, like I said, in Bellevue and in Federal Way, and we can assist you. We have staff that speak Spanish, and we can provide that assistance for you.
Thank you, Sandra. I have a few questions for you. When you speak about injured workers, what are you, yourself and other firms seen around the state a common problem? If someone does get injured in the agriculture, let's focus on the agriculture, the farm worker, and falls down injured, what is a turnaround for that individual to be able to get the medical care they need and also get back to work, and maybe in a new field? What are the challenges?
The challenges that we see is that, unfortunately, a lot of the providers in the Yakima area or in the Lower Valley area do not want to handle workers' comp claims. So it's very limited to what providers they can see. So we help them obtain doctors here in this area that are more familiar with the system. I know it's a long drive, but we just want to make sure that they obtain the adequate treatment for their injuries that they do have. So we help them find a provider that will adequately treat them, and then that will, make the determination whether they're able to return to work. And if they're not able to return to work, then we help them secure some type of retraining that is adequate for them, that they will succeed in and not fail at when they do have to return to school. If they're not able to return to any type of work, then they should be entitled to a pension. And that's something that we would also determine if that's something that they would be entitled to.
Okay. The second piece of the question is, what kind of areas are they being trained in? Technology, what kind of employment, what does that look like in a view for someone that's been injured and is healed, and now what do they have, what can they look forward to?
Yes, and again, unfortunately for the agriculture workers in the Lower Valley area, a lot of the the retraining programs are just for like receptionists or clerical, and I know a lot of the people in the farm worker community, that's something that they do not want to be retrained for or don't have the aptitude to be retrained for. So that's something that we want to work with the Department of Labor and Industries to make sure that there is programs out there that our injured farm workers are able to be retrained for. That's something that they would like to be retrained for, and not just this is all we have to offer and that's it. So we want to help those that are not able to return to that type of work, find work that they want to do and are capable of doing within their restrictions.
Or new training for something that they're passionate about. I think that Latino Civic Alliance has heard this for years about injured workers, not just in agriculture, but construction and other verticals, and how hard it is for them to get state benefits. And when they apply through LNI, the challenges too. I know there have been some changes in the state agency that have been good ones, but I know that in general, for Latinos, for them to understand the process is also another problem of how do they access? Does the employer notify the injured worker about their rights? We know that that's not a consistent situation all over for employers to really educate their employees as they should. So a lot of more work is needed for this. Well, I want to thank you, Sandra, for joining us today.
Thank you. And yes, and if there's any questions, please feel free to call at 425-455-3186.